Here we go, Syndicate MMA, day 30. You know what I mean? Somewhere around there, but I'm gonna do this one and then do a recap. So, I went to the gi class with Capital in the morning, and I would have really liked day 30 to be the MMA, but that's alright. That's alright. We're gonna get in there into John Woods. In John Woods class. I've just been working a lot. I've been working 7 days a week, 2 jobs, trying to catch up on my bills that are never ending. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm just trying to catch up on some shit that's never ending. Like, what? Yeah, so it was gi, which was real great. Get to put the superhero suit on and go to war with the savages. You know, there's a lot of lower belts in Syndicate, and you know, which is good because they're around my level and it's a good fight, and I was doing pretty well. One of the blue belts towards the end started putting me in some leg into like a calf slicer and a knee bar. He got a calf slicer and a knee bar, but I got a Kimura. I've been playing De La Hiva more, getting some real nice sweeps, and yeah, so it's getting better. What we worked today was the De La Hiva. It was a De La Hiva sweep, like you sleeve, lapel, and you're gonna step to the outside, and the side you step to the outside, like I have this sleeve, I'm gonna De La Hiva this leg with my left, you know, put the other leg on their hip, pull them in, and while I'm pulling them in, I'm pushing with my legs, and the De La Hiva's got to be in nice and tight, up like basically up in their crotch, so that way you can use both legs to control them up into the air, and then you spin them in the air and into an armbar with your legs on some savage stuff, which I was having a hard time in the beginning because I kept getting my like De La Hiva legs stuck in there, but it's because the De La Hiva's you got to use that. It can't just be like there, you know. It can't just be there. I started opening up my game and playing more. Open guard, and there's a couple reasons for that. Because in MMA, you know, on your back, that's when you're real vulnerable, and so I want to practice keeping guys long, keeping using my length, and you know, spider and kicking feet out and keeping them away. And work on that to where they can't pass, and I have like good range, you know, feet on hips, feet on biceps, you know, different things like that, and just keep working that and just keep them out there, you know, because that's gonna be in a fight enable me to get back to my feet and be comfortable from there, sweep and get on top, you know, and be able to throw punches and elbows and go for submissions on top, you know, and just getting more comfortable just sweeping guys from like a long range, because when they start getting in close and start putting pressure on you, you know, with each level that they pass your heels, they pass your, you know, they pass your knees, and then with each level it's going to be harder and less room for you to escape, you know. You get a guy in half guard, he sits out on you and just starts punching you in your shit, like, it's embarrassing. You know what I mean? You gotta really use everything you got to even buck out of situations like that, but so the point is to not even get in those situations, you know? Keep it long, you know? Keep it real long and use all my range. And striking and jiu-jitsu and everything, you know. So I had a nice takedown. Like, so we worked the De La Riva sweep, you know, start standing, sleeve, you know, I got a sleeve, you got a sleeve, you got a lapel, you got a lapel. And that's pretty much where you start with gi. And sweep, get on top, sweep to the armbar. So, yeah, it's getting better. It's getting a little bit better all the time, and that's all you can do. And I've just been trying to get financially stable, and it seems the only way to do that right now is just to work 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people that are my age out here in Las Vegas have 2 jobs. Actually, I know they do. And yeah, so that's that, you know. One day I won't have to work a job, and I'll be able to fight, and I'll get paid, you know, a few grand in between, if you know, few grand to last me to the next one, and you know, it wouldn't take too much, you know, even at the bottom tier of the UFC, which is the best organization in the world as far as I'm concerned. Those guys are getting, you know, 10, 15 grand, even at the lowest level. And like prelims and whatnot, you know, you might get 10 grand. You know, I can do it 10 grand. I could quit my fucking jobs and train all day long like a savage. You know what I mean? All day, and eat right, and eat, and you know, I have grade A supplements, and go to yoga at night, and swim in between sessions. You know, like, be a real life pro, and that's the level that it's getting to. But this is the hard part, you know. This is the hard part, working 2 jobs and trying to establish myself in the gym, and then trying to establish myself, you know, in the real fight world. I feel a lot more comfortable now, a lot more confident now, and we'll see what happens. You know, my buddy just told me about the EBI tournament coming up next Saturday to $89. Like, you know what I mean? I might end up borrowing some money and doing that. And 10-minute rounds, submission only. Like, that's where it's at. And you know, in about 6 weeks, about 5 weeks, take another Jits tournament and go get my revenge in this Las Vegas complex over here, sports complex. And then after I get my revenge, I'm gonna start taking fights. Just work a lot of grappling, just work a lot of martial arts. I'm getting better every day, you know. Getting better every day. Nice and strong. Did like 77 push-ups in a row yesterday. I could have got a few more, you know. It's a lot. And the lifting regimen is decent now, which I've been able to maintain that. And the good news is I'm working at Fogo de Chao, and you know, I get to eat like a king just about five nights a week, so that helps. And yeah, just continue to get better, you know. Be prepared. I'm staying lean. A lot of these guys are cutting down, you know, 20 pounds and shit like that. I just am not a believer in that. Like, you know what I mean? We can argue about that. Like, I'm just not a believer in cutting weight. You know what I mean? It automatically shows like a mental thing, like, oh, I gotta lose 20 pounds so then I can be able to compete, you know? Like, what? That Doesn't make sense. It's like the old school, like, we're gonna starve these dogs until, you know, and hit them and abuse these dogs, like, and don't give them no food, and then like fight them to the death, you know, like, sure, you know, maybe that starving, that starving, you know, ness will help him, you know, but it's really a mindset. You gotta be starving to learn. You gotta be starving, you know, you gotta be really wanting to learn, really wanting to evolve. That's the only difference between anybody in this game, is who is able to adapt and who's able to evolve, truly evolve, you know? Like, guys know when they're coming in and they're training with the same people, they're doing the same things, you know, they're doing the same shit. Like, well, I trained, you know, like, nah, but you didn't really do anything new, you know what I'm saying? I learn new shit every day, and I integrate it. I integrate that new shit every day. A black belt pulled me to the side. He showed me 2 different passes. I'm using those today. He showed me last week. I brought it up to him. I still remember, my G. I'm paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit, that's what really adds up. Just looking to get financially stable so I can get the supplements that I want and be closer to living the lifestyle that I want, which is not very different at all. Not very different at all than what I'm doing. I'm very disciplined. I don't go out and drink or any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll smoke some weed and get super high every now and then, and really I don't even do that much anymore. And but just to have the supplements I want, some new gear, and you know, not to have my finances in the back of my head, you know what I mean? Like, not to have that weighing on me, like, you know what I mean? Be balanced. Like, okay, well, you know, I'm digging myself out of the little bit of debt that I created right now, and then once I can get to 500, once I can break even, then that's gonna be a little bit more weight off me, and then once I can start saving, you know, just a few $100s a month is all I'm asking here. I work fucking 7 days a week. There's not even any more days that I could work, you feel me? Like, so, you know, but this is the struggle, man. This is the struggle. And this is how it is for me to make me who I am right now. And who I am right now is paying off. Yeah, but that's it. Syndicate MMA Day 30. I'm going to do a recap. I'm going to go take notes of all of them, the techniques from every single one. And it's been a mix of, there was like maybe 1 or 2 Muay Thai classes, a lot of some MMA and some Jiu-Jitsu. But it's the gym. It's martial arts. It's mixed martial arts. So, yeah, stay tuned.